Us. It's Monday actually. I don't know. I just felt like doing it on a Monday today, this week. It's gonna be it's a Monday one, and that's the way it's just gonna be. Hope you're okay with that. Your girl went to an event the other night, Saturday night. Well, Saturday night, morning, Sunday of the morning thing. See, now I was on the Reddits. My experience with Reddit generally is fucking garbage, but so on the Reddit, and it was our Tokyo, and there was an advertisement for an event, and the event was Rave with Bondage Show. And I thought to myself, I have not been to an event, like, a night out event with music and things going on since before pandemic, maybe before coming out. I don't know. Like, I think I went to my last event after coming out, but maybe not too long after that. And I was, it's like, I like kink spaces. I'm not gonna try to sanitize that one. I've always felt comfortable in them in the times when I've been able to go out to events or to go out to kink bars. And so I saw this flyer on the Reddit, and I was like, the event is from 11 p.m. to 5 in the morning, and I gotta work on Sundays. I gotta be out of the house on the way to work by 7 in the morning. But I thought, I haven't done an all-nighter in forever. I haven't done an all-nighter probably in, honestly, 20 years. Since I first came to Japan. And I was like, you know what? We could do it. We're not gonna be drinking. We could go out and have a time. I really wanted, I thought it would be like, I thought what I could do is reconnoiter, do a little bit of recon. And because the events that I've been to have usually been, they've had tables, or sometimes for bigger events like booths, and folks who do kink events or run kink spaces, or have shops. They've got their stuff there, they've got their wares, they've got information, usually lots of flyers for for their shops, or for their events, or for their bars, whatever. And I thought, like, well, I can go and I can gather up some flyers, and I can I can check out spaces and try to find the ones that are queer friendly, because like kink and queerness, there's always the argument, kink and pride, although we didn't see the argument this year, because this year has been pretty major fucked. I think everybody's got bigger things on their plates, but like, not every person who's into kink and not every kink space is necessarily queer friendly. But I figured, get some information, find places, and maybe meet people, and go and then figure out which one of these would be places where I would feel comfortable and safe, and enter into a scene. I'm really more interested in the body mod side of things, but like particularly here in Japan, like kink and body mod, they go together like chocolate and peanut butter. So usually if you're finding one, you're finding the other. And I was like, yeah, I can do this, right? I can go out, I can be social, I can be in front of people, I can do it. And maybe this is a step to that larger goal, because I miss one of the things I miss. I don't know so much that I miss friends. I mean, I'm never been someone in meat space who does friends really easily. There's a lot of reasons for that, and I think we may have talked about a couple of them previous in diary videos. But like, being in like a scene that has a coherent set of people that are involved in that scene, and you don't like need to be known by everyone. You don't need to know everyone, but usually you kind of get to know your corner of it, and there's people that appreciate you and that you appreciate seeing, and that you can kind of go out and spend time in these places with not like a lot of pressure, in the way that like when you got friends and you need to kind of like make an event and you need to do a thing, especially as you get to be an adult and everybody's schedules go all over the fucking map, and like you gotta set it up, and there's a certain amount of pressure on that, and like, what are we doing, and why are you hanging out with me, like, why do you want to hang out with me, and I don't get that, and so I don't reach out, and like all of that. But like with a scene, and it's just like, well, there's a body mod event in a couple of weeks, and you go there and you're gonna see people that and you can hang out with, and you have a nice time with, and maybe you do a little bit of side chatting, you know, like on the line or whatever afterwards, but it doesn't have to necessarily be like a deep social commitment. And it's kind of this is the thing that I'm looking for, I think, that would help with this feeling of loneliness that I have. So I went to this event, you know, I got out after work and I ran home and I did my laundry because it was a Saturday night and Saturday's laundry day, so you do the laundry, and I got all this shit done and I got ready and I got prettied up, and well, at least as prettied up as I ever get. And I went into Shinsebashi, oh my god, if only. No, it's Shinjuku. Shinsebashi's in Osaka. Brains back home. But yeah, so you know, I went down there, and I should have known starting off it was bad, but I fucking hate Shinjuku. I really do. I bet Shinjuku fucks. If you've got a crew and you're into drinking and like you're all together and you've got spots that you go to, I bet Shinjuku totally fucks. And Kabukicho, I'm sure they're great, but like if you're sober and you're alone and you're a trans woman who doesn't necessarily, strictly speaking, pass, like, no, it sucks. So I was walking around and I found the place, reconnoitered. Always go early. Don't have to go in early, you probably shouldn't because you want those extra style points. They tell me you show up fashionably late, but like to find out where the fucking place is, like go early and then you can kill like 45 minutes or an hour just wandering around, or you know, if you're a drinker, you can pre-tank, you know, outside of a convenience store, whatever. So I found the place, I'm wandering around, and like no fewer than 5 fucking touts. Touts? T-O-U-T-S. You know, the folks who gawk they hawk the bars, right? You know, hey, come to this place, come to that place, we got girls, we got whatever. 5 of them, like, in a row, quick succession, all offering to take me to a gay bar, which, from the context, I'm pretty sure doesn't mean just like a queer bar, but like specifically speaking a gay bar, which is, you know, that did wonders for my mood. Now, hats off to number 6, who either was particularly observant or was using deductive reasoning, seeing as I was blowing off all these other fuckers, was like, hey, would you like me to take you to a lesbian bar? And I wanted to be like, okay, kudos to you, mate. Thank you for that. Probably should have taken him up on it, but I didn't. So I finally, you know, the event starts, to go to the event, and it's not. It's not. Okay, so this is now greatly, I need to say this is on me, because the event was advertised as a rave / bondage show. And I think the order of operations there is very important. It wasn't bondage show / rave. It's rave / bondage show. It was the most desultory bondage show I have ever fucking seen. It was so fucking sad. It was so fucking sad. I don't even know if I could call it a bondage show. Look, you're in this basement area. You've got all this exposed, like, pipes and bars and shit on the ceiling, some of which are absolutely fucking load-bearing, and you don't even bring a rig that you could do, like, you know, like suspension work, like rope suspensions. Like, you don't even bother with that when you've got this kind of setup. Like, I can understand if you don't have like a freestanding rig, because that's like a whole thing. Like, you got to ship that around, and it looked like it was just this one dude and his one assistant. But like, yeah, so like there's none of that. He's got like ropes that glow in black light. I guess that's like the thing, right? This sad looking French dude and his sad looking assistant, and you know, these black light ropes, and like he does the it's like strictly torso, right? Like, you know, so it's gonna accentuate the boobs, but like there's no bondage, you know, like nothing with the arms or nothing, you know, like nothing that would restrain his assistant, which I think was important, because like once he did that, which was like a 5-minute process maybe, well, I mean, it took a lot longer because he was like, he kept on, it seemed like he was fucking it up. Like, I'm not so deep into these things. Like, I'm an appreciator of kink, but I'm not somebody who actually does kink, so like I don't know, but it seemed like he wasn't getting it right for a while. But like once he was cooking like it was not like a lot going on there. So he gets the ropes on the gal, and then she's doing body paint, so her arms are free. So she's doing the body paint on this other gal who doesn't look like she's having any kind of good time with it. There were no booths, there was no tables, there were no flyers, like, for anything, which was a bit of a shocker, because, like, usually there's, like, flyers for other events, like, even if they're not kink events, right? Like, you know, just DJ events, or some bands are coming in, but there was, like, nothing! There was nothing! So when the music was fine, and I don't want to brag on the music, like, it was good, you know, it's kind of good balance of it. I don't dance, I don't know if I'm human enough to dance, really, but, like, you know, I could do the kind of the having fun, but with no soul or rhythm, because she's heartless and empty white girl bouncing. I could do that, and I was into it for a bit, you know, and but the thoughts creep in, and the loneliness creeps in, and just you're looking around. Also, first side note, if you haven't spent a lot of time like in spaces without white people, you know, where white people are not the majority, then you are suddenly in a space, even if you are white like me. But you know, usually you get used to being like the only white gal, or like maybe one of like a handful of white folks in a space, and that starts to feel like it's the way it should be. Honestly, so then when you go from that into spaces where it's like majority white, like 99% white, and you start looking around like, what the fuck? This don't feel right. This feels off. It's like uncanny valley in here, and I'm part of the problem. So nothing against the people either. Like, folks looked like they were having a good time, and I don't want to take a good time away from people. You know, like, I'm the problem. I am definitely the problem in this situation. So I removed myself around 12:30, which was after the train shut, which I had planned for. Like, my plan was to stay until 5 and then like catch the first train out and just get home and change really quick and like go to work. That was my plan. But like, it was 12:30 at night, the trains had stopped, but they weren't going to start running again until like 4:30. And it's like, what do? You just sit around on your hands and just wait, like at a Denny's? And I can't. When I'm in a bad mood and I need to be moving, I've got to move. It's no joke that when I was working my shit out, like the end of I think I'm a straight guy period, and it was like I would walk for 4 hours a day. I would walk 4 hours, come home, do video work for 2 hours, and then go back out and walk for another 4. I need to be in motion. So I was like, I'll walk home. And I did. 2 hours. It's a 2-hour walk, which is, from what I just said previously, you might think is not a particularly long walk for me. And it's not. I mean, it is a long walk. I don't want to, you know, I'm not like trying to puff out my chest and brag, but like, I mean, it's quite a distance, but it's not like an unacceptable distance from things that I've done in the past. But to do that after a full day of work, and after a couple hours just kind of standing around on my feet, and then to do that, and then have another day of work to follow that. And I'll tell you what, Sunday kicked my fucking ass. And I woke up this morning and my legs still hurt. So it's been a time! It's been a fucking time! And we are overtime, so I'm going to wrap things up. So that is the story for this week. From me, Risco, here in Tokyo. To all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, arigasamdata, sayonara, see you, and ciao.